all right, and another all right. I'm gonna be doing something different. That's why you're hearing my voice. I'm playing Out of the Park 27 Baseball, and what might be a one-off video, I don't know, but I'm gonna maybe not. I kind of want to follow how I'm my progress here and have it actually documented. Um, I'm gonna get into a little bit about this game and how I play it because there's ways to play it. You can play, single player seasons, or you can take advantage of the multiplayer aspect of the perfect team and setting up your rosters and stuff like that. It's a text sim kind of game that simulates as baseball seasons for based upon fictional characters, or I mean, his actual historical players and the stats according to the people that made this game. Uh, Sometimes that's a little off. Like I find that I'm going to get into all the criticisms I have of this game, which are quite a few, but I still play it, and I'm going to discuss that too. Why I play it. The first thing I do when I open up this and is I set up my tournaments and my perfect drafts for the day and then just let them fly, and I'm gonna do that in a moment, but I'm doing this video now on a Sunday evening, which means it's the end of the season for the perfect team, and it'll start another brand new season tomorrow, and I'm probably going to be relegated because I was among the last place in my season. So even though it says I'm low gold there, tomorrow I'll probably be high silver. Um, because that's just the way it goes. I keep bouncing between high silver and low gold. I win at high silver and I suck at low gold. We'll get into my team in a moment. If some of this is going to require that you might not enjoy this video if you're a new player coming here for tips on how to play this game. It it, it kind of requires you to already have some knowledge of how this game works because I'm not going to cover the concepts and stuff like that. So in the tournament thing here, I usually click no entry fee and I'll just start lining up my stuff. I have a roster for this for iron. I call it the Iron Free, which I had a few of them would be eligible, but Iron Free is my latest one. Um, I haven't set these lineups up in a month, maybe, so they're not going to be updated with all the cards I've been getting and stuff, and I'm sure I'm not being competitive. But I know I have one of these, the 1930 to 1989 Iron right here. I know I have a roster for that. See, I got one more for the weekly. Let's see what I can get. Um, just a regular iron on a daily. I try to get weeklies in when I can. I've got two of them going right now. I've got the 1920s Dead Ball Era, which will come up tomorrow or day after tomorrow, and this live one. I did this one early when I first got to my first four perfect cards. I made this deck, and I don't think I've updated it since, and I've got a lot of perfect cards now. The 100 cards. Light a cigarette here. I think I'm going to jump in this weekly iron one for 550 points, and I'll use my iron free for that one. Iron free. Um, and just for shits, I'll show you the roster that I have for that. Iron free. This is the one I'm using. Make sure this is recording here. It looks like it is. Let's see. Oh, for pitching. Oh yeah, I guess it does it not let me have where is it? Why does it take my pitchers out? I don't get it. Am I missing a card? Did they take a card out of my deck here? How many players? Yeah, I'm missing a card. Huh. Wonder if I should bother trying to set that up right now. But apparently I'm missing a pitcher. I got a couple uh, variants that I have upgraded, and I'll figure that out later. I got a right fielder that I upgraded here. I don't know why. Just something to do. This is my lineup. These are my players uh, in the the iron. This is kind of my default roster that I use for everything. And I don't know if it's any good or if it's bad, but it's won some, it's lost some. I don't really pay attention to it. I treat these drafts and stuff as fire and forget, that if I get extra stuff from them, half the time I don't know how well I've done. I just look at my totals up here and, do I have cards? Do I have points? Well, it was a good day if I got those. Um, I spent out of all my money yesterday when I went in and bought some cards to catch up on the latest round of missions that they unlocked. I bought some cards to knock those out. So those are the tournaments, and for perfect drafts, I have all three available, and I tend to do these for Saturday. So I'm gonna pick Saturday. I'm gonna sign up for the TW blah 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 P1. And I guess I could draft it right here on the video. I might as well. I'm going to make a video out of this. I do this Saturday shrinkage. This is just what I do. You can pick any of these, but I like going for these weeklies because they have big points, and if you can just get past the first round, you get something. And this way, I don't have to be too attentive with it every day of the week by doing daily ones. So we'll do this can't sleep clown 1-2, whatever that is. I don't know. And I guess I'll draft these teams right now. This is a 1950s era Yankee Stadium with a pretty healthy right-hand advantage on power and average. So with DH on, I'm going to want to look for right-handed batters with power and average. And I don't do too well at these, and maybe someday somebody can help me with. In fact, I'll get into that, but when I get into my perfect team, I'm going to discuss strategy and how I don't have a clue how this game works strategy, and no one online shares that information. Everybody will gladly share their roster and stuff and let you watch their games play, but you never get a glimpse of what are their sliders and how are they getting a 300 batting average when my guy's batting 210 and we have the same players. I don't get it. So it looks like I'm going to get a couple high cards, and then starting with the gold, it's going to be 2 all the way down to iron. 13 rounds, blah blah blah. So I want right-handed hitters. Let's start this up. Not righty. I don't think Ty Cobb is a righty. It's also not a bad prospect to look at pitchers that can shut down righties. I don't think anybody thinks it's sane to take one of the relievers with an opening pick. Um, I'm leaning toward Pee Wee Reese here because having a good defensive shortstop is is kind of huge in this game, and uh, yeah, I'm gonna take Pee Wee Reese. This is probably gonna be why I lose though, because I don't know what I'm doing in this game. I'm just guessing. I have a variant version of this card starting in my league. You'll see it in a minute. Um, but I'm not going to take a second baseman. Maybe he's got good defense. Third base right here. Book Powell. He's a lefty. Minnie Minoso a righty. But left field, it's not really a great idea to waste a high pick on a left fielder right here when you can. Left field is not the most important defensively, and you can find good hitters in the 70 range. Turk Wendell's good. I'm pretty much torn between Marvin Williams and Jerry Denny. both of them look like they're going to be striking out quite a bit. Um, Denny actually looks like he's a better hitter. Williams has a little more pop. And they're about equal on the defense. I'm going to take Williamson just to round out my infield right now. Um, lefty will, you know, give it up to he's more inclined to serve righties than he is serving lefties. So normally in this game you do want left-handed pitchers, but when you're in a park that serves it up to right-hand pitcher or right-hand batters, maybe it's not a good idea to do that. Now here we have a dilemma. I could take him at shortstop. Pee Wee Reese is already at shortstop. He could play third and play it quite well. And yeah, I might do that. I might take Tatis, and except why would I keep my shortstop when in right field it can be a? I'm gonna take him. Tatis. I think it's Tatis. I don't know. And I'm gonna set his position to right field. And he's got a healthy defense there, and that should be good. Satchel Paige, I'm gonna want him. I need some starting pitchers, and he's a if I see him come up, he's a must. And Vele doesn't look bad. I don't need another second baseman. Catcher's a good one to take if you can. I'm really eyeing defense on this one because I want somebody that can frame pitches well that'll help my pitchers. This guy could be a right fielder, but I just grabbed a right fielder, but he could also be a designated hitter because I think that is on. It is being used, the designated hitter. But also another good starting pitcher. I think I'm gonna go with the two starting pitchers and just hopefully that'll give me good solid outings from the front of my order. Center field. This guy's really good. I sometimes take him. He's good if I've neglected center field, which I have. Um, this doesn't look bad. Now's not a bad time to get a bullpen guy, and I think I'm gonna grab him. And I kind of like staying away from the live cards. I don't know why, although he's got great bars. I tend to I lean on these. I might take Banks for first base. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put Banks at first. Ernie Banks, Mr. Cub. I grew up as a Cubs fan before the Rockies ever came into existence. I'm that old, I was born in '73, and we didn't have the Rockies until '94, I think. So '93. So yeah, first 20 years of my life, I was a Cubs fan. 1989 Cubs. Staying at home in Colorado, watching WGN on the old Clickbox cable. It's Phil Niekro, great pitcher. I'm gonna take him. Center fielder Steve Finley. I need one. He's got great D. He's got a good bat. I'm gonna take him. So we're rounding this out. We got three pretty good pitchers. Still a little miffed about getting Marvin Williams so high, but he's solid for me in my game. I like the guy. Just gonna kind of look around. Greg Myers for catcher, maybe. I would like more defense, but I could if I can find a better defense, I can take that as the secondary guy and go back and forth on them. Bartolo Colon is another pitcher as an option here too. Don't need infield anymore. I think I've got that pretty well sewn up. First, second, third. I need a third baseman. I do. Does he play third? Nope. Tommy Leach. think I'm going to take Greg Myers and Travis Sikora. He looks pretty good. He looks like a strikeout kind of guy. This guy could play from the bullpen too. He doesn't give up a lot of home runs. Looks like he's might might have a tendency to have control issues, which might be a problem. Um, don't like giving up walks. There's nothing worse than giving up walks. As a Rockies fan, I know all about that shit. The early years of the Rockies, man, they walked in record numbers. I am going to take the pitcher there though and the catcher. Take both of them. Greg Myers, he'll be a solid bat. I need a better defensive backup though. I need to keep an eye out for that. I need a third baseman here, and I need a left fielder, and after that I need pitchers. Again, I'm against kind of taking the live guys if I can find a. Like I've always liked him, Eckstein. He was a good player. Looks like my live tournament has started up. Left field. This guy, looks like he doesn't make contact very well, but when he does, he gets hits. That could be iffy right there. don't I don't know if that's the left fielder that I want on my team. This guy's looking pretty good, but I don't want to take the live guys. In fact, both those guys look really good on their bars. Sorry, I'm just going through the motions here. I start to get indecisive. And I think I am going to go with both the live guys here. Got a reliever and another starter. I don't mind taking a whole bunch of starters because it's still only going to start the top 5 guys. Oh, this is not a bad catcher. He's got the pop. He's got the eye. I find the combination of power and eye tends to produce home runs. Um, Especially if they have low average, it just means when they do hit, it's out. I think Del Crandall is a good defensive backup too, even better defensive backup. I think I'm going to take Del Crandall. I want to get that defense going. Like I said, for the pitch framing and stuff. Do need a left fielder. I still need a third baseman, I think. Take Batty. He's not bad. I hate doing it, but I should probably do it because they're going to start getting slimmer. When it goes down to I think that the next round is going to be, yeah, bronze or whatever. Should get a reliever maybe. I find that this combination of bars is fairly successful. The high BAP, high control, high stamina, with lower on the stuff and the home runs allowed, that tends to be successful in the early, where there's not a lot of home run power hitters in the low ranks of this game, and but there are a lot of contact hitters, and this kind of negates this kind of build. So this wouldn't be bad if I was playing in the Iron League, but I'm not sure that I want to play it in here where people have drafted a couple hundreds and they could have some real boppers with that home run allowed. Um, Doug Crandall, they both only play catcher, and he only plays catcher. So I can't be taking another catcher. Left-handed pitcher. I'm going to take the. Oh, he's a left-handed. I forgot that I'm looking for right-handed poppers, but this will keep the pitchers honest. I'm going to take the third baseman while I can because yep, it went down to bronze, and now the pickings will get slimmer. Let's see. I just need a left fielder, I think, and maybe a DH if I see a good hitter. which this guy looks like a good pick just for an all around. Yeah, I mean, look at all the positions he plays. He doesn't play any of them great, but just have a body you can fill in if somebody's tired. I think good teams tend to have that utility guy like that can play everywhere and fill a hole at a moment's notice. This might be my left fielder though. I think I'm going to take him because I still need one, and his defense is solid enough. He's not going to get hits, but when he does, they might be going out of the park. He's a left-hander, so he's going to be handicapped there, but beggars can't be choosers in round 10 here. I'm going to go with the relief pitcher Jerry Garvin for his ability to not give up the hits. He's a left-hander. I probably don't have too many of those in the pitching. Maybe I do. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to that as much as I should have, considering the advantage right-handeds get. Oh, there's the left-hander I'd want. I love Kirk Gibson, but I already have him. I wanted him to play left field. So Reddick goes to left. Pitchers, I have 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to get 12, around 12 or 13, depending on how they come. Ooh, but Jackie Robinson, do I have a third baseman? I do, but I'm going to pick him up anyway. Just, he'll find a spot in there. He'll back people up. He can play the whole infield and left field. He doesn't play shortstop, but I'm going to need one of those, I think. No, because Bray can play it. Williams can play it. No, Williams can't. I need pitchers. That's what I need. We need a pitcher, not a belly itcher. I'm going to go with Caleb Thielbar because of his BP. But again, another lefty. I don't know why I keep grabbing all these fucking lefties. So I've got 8, 9 pitchers. I need probably pitchers in both of these last 2 rounds. Um, this guy wouldn't be. I might need another backup shortstop too. I'm gonna take him. What the hell? And a pitcher. I definitely need a pitcher now. Another lefty. Kind of getting stuck with the lefties. I'm gonna take this old time Hugh McQuillan, righty. So I got 9, 10 pitchers. 10 pitchers. So I need at least 2 of these to be pitchers. I like that average and I. This guy probably. I don't know if I wouldn't say he gets on base a lot because of the BAP, but he might walk a bit and he could force, I don't know, a long at bat, make somebody chew up some pitches. Nick Fortes. Stuff being his lowest thing. Stuff is, it's fashionable to want to strike people out, but they're fascists. As Crash Davis will tell you, strikeouts are fascist. You want more ground balls. They're more democratic. Um, and I'm going to take this guy here because I like his high. He doesn't allow a lot of hits, but he might walk some people. Um, Probably use another outfielder to give some backup to those guys, but it doesn't look like there is a whole lot to choose from here. Brian Giles, maybe. Sure, that'll absolutely solidify the infield. And we'll take Dustin Harris here because he's an outfielder. And we'll take Ginger Beaumont because he's an outfielder. And that's it. That's the whole team. Now I'm gonna go in here, and for strategy, this is where I fucking lose it, and I've just been going with sabermetric and just calling it a day because I don't, and I'm not even gonna get into the lineups of where all these people go or anything like that. I just don't invest in this game like that because I have found that no matter how cute I get with the traditional batting order of having the home run hitter in the middle, none of that fucking matters, and the game is gonna do what it's gonna do, and I cannot figure out how to make this game, how to make a strategy work, how make this guy do that thing at the time when I do when you go in and play a game, you can actually call the pitch outs and stuff like that. You can call it all on the fly and influence it that way. But when you simulate a whole game like this, you can't. So that's that roster. Um, we had two more to do over here, I think. The Saturday shrinkage. This one's interesting. Doesn't really matter the park. It's old time rules. A lot of kind of dead ball. Um, it the key here is it's 20 cards. You have to round out your team with 20 players, which means you get about 10 pitchers and 10 position players, and you got to make that work. And it's pretty interesting. So Ty Cobb is a good first choice. Looking at the key positions of catcher, center fielder, shortstop, and pitcher, if I can get a great pitcher with a lot of big bars. Eddie Murray, though, God, he is a beast. Look at him. First base is not the greatest choice when you've got, these important positions to fill. Like Russell Martin would be a great pick here, too. Clifford Lee. Oh, I think I'm going to take the pitcher. You know what? I'm going to take the pitcher. Although Nomar Garcia Parra, he's so good too. But I'm going to take the pitcher. I want to have a lockdown on at least one of these games where it's like, hey, this is the guy. You got to go out there and beat that guy. Can you do it? And now the problem with taking the pitcher in the first pitch is you don't really have the identity that a position player would give your team if I'd taken one of those guys right off the bat. This guy looks like a beast. I love all them big blue bars at the bottom. In fact, he might be the one. Josh Donaldson. I have him in my league. In my league, you'll see him in a bit. And he is pretty disappointing. I think he's playing great D because I'm usually high on the ranks on D and stuff, but his batting average is always around 200, and he gets about 20 home runs on a season. It's not as impressive as you'd think it would be with those big old blue bars there. You'd think he'd be 30 home runs. I'm going to go with this guy who has a little bit better hitting. I think he's more likely to get a hit when he doesn't get a home run. Oh, Ron Santo, I loved him. I need a shortstop. Willie Wells, that might be a good pick. Cool Papa Bell is a good choice. But I think I am going to go with Willie Wells. But Corey Seager is also good. Uh, I'm going to go with Seager, I think. They're equal on defense, but I love that extra. I think this guy gets hits more often. And he's a left-handed hitter, and I think that's a better choice. I'm going to go with Seager. So I've locked down the shortstop position. He can play in every game as far as I'm concerned. Um, all right, we've reached the point in our broadcast where we must take a smoke break and take a shout out to the makers of marijuana, um, Marijuana Inc. You know, the big marijuana corporation. Um, because this is some good fucking weed. I live in Colorado. Don't judge me. Oh, okay, good center fielder. I like that. I like. I tend to look at the blue bar first on all players. You know, I want good. I'm not going to take a defensive liability no matter how good their bat. This guy looks like he gives up some hits. He really does. Tito Martinez. Tino. He might be the one. Although first base, but that power, that's undeniable. This guy will get a hit, and he makes contact regularly. So I'm gonna go with this guy. Probably a mistake wasting a one pick on a first baseman, but this is why I lose these. Yeah. I love Carson Williams. He is so good. I think I'm still playing him on my team. Oh, Satchel Williams, I want him. Or Satchel Paige, I mean. Love that guy. Although I could use a catcher. But a second pitcher, you could do worse. Oh, Jackie. You're gonna make me pick between set. This is the hardest single pick right here because I Carson Williams can play anywhere phenomenally. Satchel Paige, you know, be a solid fucking number two. Johnny Hayes, I could use that on base percentage and you know good catcher and stuff. And Jackie Robinson, well, what can you say? He's Jackie Robinson. So this is Sophie's choice. Um, Second baseman. Maybe I'll pick none of them and take Jim Gilligan. Um, no, I'm going to go with the second pitcher. I'm going to lock that up right now. I started with Cliff Lee, so I might as well stay with the pitcher theme of having a solid. Yeah, this is not the good defensive Garrett Anderson you're looking for. Warren Oh, fuck. I'm going to take him. I already know it. But yeah. All right. I'm gonna have a great front three. I mean, yeah, that's about as good as you can get for a front three, I would think. Satchel giving up a few dingers though. I don't like that. Oh man, all right. Okay, so now I'm gonna need some position players in droves because I kind of neglected that. Um, Jim Brewer, the from the what was that that weed movie with Dave Chappelle? It's definitely the same guy. Um, I might actually take him too. Reliever. In fact, I am going to take him. And oh, look at that guy. That guy gets hits. This guy gets hits right here. And do I have a right fielder? I already do, but he could play left. I don't want him to play left. I want his high defense in right. This guy sucks in left. Is DH being used? There is no designated hitter. He only plays one position. This guy, I want him, but I can't afford him on this team, if you know what I mean. Another good pitcher here, too. Frank Foreman could be the number four. That's getting ridiculous. I need some position players. Oh, And I want him, but he can't do anything else. I could move Bellinger to center field, keep him in right. I might do that. I'm going to move Bellinger to center field. We'll take that badass bat, because look at that, 205. He puts a bat on everything. He better. I mean, and the 139 BAP, the BAPID or whatever, that means after he gets to put the bat on it, he gets hits. So that guy should be getting on base a lot. Um, Not a bad starting pitcher. I do need a second baseman. This guy's got, he might get on base a little bit ahead of some of these guys, and he plays a lot of positions. I think I'm going to take him. Bingo DeMoss. Curtis Granderson. Do I need a center fielder? No, but I need a left fielder, and I'm going to take him and put him over in left. Except, wait, what's his defense? Yeah, I'm going to keep him in center and put him in left. It goes backwards. I would like to have his 121 at center field, and I'd love to have this center field at right field, and this one at left field. But it's all fucked up because he only plays right field. And but I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna make it work. Probably get bounced out round one. I tend to kind of suck. I don't. If you're watching this far, you should know that everything I'm saying needs to be grain of salt because I'm not very good at this game. Ooh, I like his right field. Another right fielder that I can't use. I'm going to take the catcher here because he doesn't have power, but he's good dead ball era type catcher. The 72D, it's not the best, but they might be start getting a lot worse. I didn't take a catcher before now. That was my mistake. I also need a third baseman, it looks like, which he's not bad. And this guy can play third too with the 99D. Unless there's a pitcher that can talk me out of it, I think I'm going to go with the third baseman up there. Yeah, I can get a fourth pitcher right here too. I'm going to go with Mordecai Brown. Get a fourth pitcher. Probably not the best choice there, but again, what do I know? Oh, sheet. Am I out of cigarettes? Ah, yes, I have another pack. I have another pack, everybody. Calm down. He can go back to polluting his lungs. Let's see. Who else do we got to pick here? Tommy John. I remember him. He was a good pitcher. And he looks like a good pitcher here. I'm going to take him. I'm going to start needing some pitchers, and I need a third baseman still. Lou Bordeaux. Not a bad choice. He can't play third. Can't play third. I'm going to take Bordeaux. Put him over at third. Set position to third base. And that's my starting position players there. Catcher, Earl Tabone. First baseman, Tino Martinez. Second baseman, Bingo DeMoss. Lou Bordeaux. Third base, Corey Seager. Curtis Granderson, Cody Bellinger, and Willie Keeler. All great baseball names. How could I go wrong? Um, so now I need pitchers. I've got like 2 rounds to get 4 pitchers. I'm going to take this guy for his home runs against, although that's probably not going to be an issue. And he had some stamina. He could be a junk guy if I'm really losing. But if I'm really losing, I'm going to be out of it. I don't want to be in a position of losing. And I think I'm going to take this guy. He's got the high BAPID, and I don't like taking live guys, but we'll see how he does in the old dead ball era. I like this cigarette. I earned this cigarette because I found that other pack. So, neener, neener, neener. I need pitchers still, I think. This guy's got the BAPID. I miss the stats of my youth, man. Back when it was just home runs, average, RBIs. That's all you had to worry about. With pitchers, it was ERA and the strikeouts and sometimes number innings and saves. That's all you cared about. But now it's like, God, all these stats. Fucking sabermetrics. This guy plays everywhere, and he would be a good. I'm going to get him as a backup player. That wasn't a bad pick. Now I definitely need two pitchers because I've only got 6, 7, 8, 9 pitchers. Except the pitchers are going to be garbage right here. Look at that. Can't strike anybody out, gives up hits. He's a pitching machine. That's what this guy is. Serving him up. And look at that guy. Oh, I'd love to have him. But I can't really afford to take another position player like that. I just did that. I'm gonna have to go with Jerry Unjar and see if hope he doesn't give up home runs. He won't be giving up hits, but he will be giving up home runs. Not good, Mahmoud. These guys all suck ass. I'm gonna have to go with Eddie Gamboa because he's the pitcher that I have to choose from. It's that or this, the pitching machine. I'm not gonna go with that. This guy's just too orange for my liking. And that home runs allowed. He's diametrically opposite. These guys are the opposite to each other. One doesn't give up hits, and the other doesn't give up home runs, kinda. So I just take those two guys, and we'll call it a day. Manage the roster again. Probably not the best strategy, but I just go into sabermetrics because I don't know any better. Submit the team. Look at the lineups that they gave me. I'm sure they're fine. Sure they're fine. All right, that's it. One more team to do, and then we can go look at my perfect team up here. This is kind of the Super Bowl of Saturday. Is this TWIPT, whatever that? I think it's the work in progress. Something I've deduced that much. Looks like left-handed has an average advantage, and right hand has a power advantage in this ballpark. So left-handed average, right-handed power. And this doesn't do series. This is a one-off thing where each series is technically one game. And so if you can win one game, you're into the second round. So that makes pitchers, at least one good pitcher really important. But so are these position players. But I think I am going to take Charlie Sweeney here and hope that he helps me get to a round here. Jackie Robinson, Joe Mauer. This guy's a pretty good hitter. He hits for high average in my. I have him on my team. Jackie Robinson plays a mean position second baseman. Look at that. I'm gonna go with Jackie Robinson. Can't not take Jackie Robinson. It's fucking Chadwick Boseman, man. He's Black Panther. Fuck, I'm gonna take him every time. Um, I just about said the most tasteless joke, but I'm not gonna do it. You don't need to know. I might take this closer though. He looks he looks pretty solid, and I think I think it helps to have a good closer, but I don't know if taking one this high when I could, well, take who else? Verlander? I think it's going to be Verlander. But third baseman, he's not bad. I'm going to take Verlander, get another good starter and a closer. Again, lock down the pitching. Now I need to worry about key positions. Seager, I'm going to take him for shortstop because I need one and he's a good one. And I might take another reliever because I don't like this catcher and I already have a second baseman. So I'm going to take Sambito, Joe Sambito. And he'll be the good setup for Bailey. 1-2 punch out of the bullpen. Wow, I'm catching a buzz off this cigarette. My head just went, woo. I need position players, don't I? Because I have a second baseman and a shortstop. I'm going to need more than that, but I want him. God, I want him. He's a good pitcher. Teddy Higuera. And I might take the live catch. Well, I don't have a catcher, but I might take him. Yawn. Yawn. Um, I'm going to take two starting pitchers, and he can go four-man rotation in this series, so that could be my four guys right there. But I'm not going to even adjust for that. It'll probably manually give me five guys, and I'm not going to change it. I already have a second baseman. I'm leaning toward Carlos May here as a left fielder. I don't need his defense as much. It's not that good to begin with, but I think he's going to get on base a lot. He's got the great eye. He's got a pretty good bat contact, and when he does make contact, he gets hit a lot. So I think this guy's going to be a solid on base. And Tom House is not bad for a reliever. Left field, I still need a good center fielder and a right fielder. Jackie won't play anywhere. He'll play third. I could take this guy for second and put Jackie at third. I think I'm going to do that. Because Fry, he can only play second at 137. But we'll put Jackie at third. That'll be a shutdown corner at the 119. That's pretty good. It's a solid blue infield. Okay, I do need a first baseman. Buck O'Neill's not bad. Yastrzemski has a good bat. Fuck, I don't need any more starting pitchers, but Walter Johnson is the shit. Maybe I will take him. That'll be my fifth starter. first baseman, center field, Pete Hill. I think I'm going to take that because I'm not going to get much better than this. He's well-rounded, solid, solid bat, solid fielder. Not spectacular, but he's solid. And I don't think I'm going to get much better than him from here on out. I've taken way too many starting pitchers. Now they're giving me the good junk ones too. That, like, hey, how about this guy? I'm going to take Willie Keeler again and get him again in another situation where he can play my right field and get on base a lot. I don't know if he's going to get on base a lot because of his eye. He might strike out a bit, but when he does make contact, which seems to be a lot, he gets hits a lot. So again, I'm expecting him to get on base with the hit quite a bit, and he can move runners along. He'd be a good number 2 hitter to just move the number 1 guy along. But again, this game doesn't factor that in quite all that well. But that's right field. So that rounds out the outfield. I need a first baseman and a catcher. And I don't think I'm going to, again, these guys are going to start getting worse. So I'm going to take him, a little bit of pop from catcher, and not the best fielder, and maybe I can find a better fielder, but at least I've got one now. Because that can happen. You can, pass up a guy and tell yourself, I'll get one later, and then it never comes. So you kind of have to, jump on key positions when you get the chance, or you'll lose it. I like all the blue from that guy. And Frankie Frisch, he's good too. Closer, Jim Brewer. I like him. I'm going to take the closer. No, Bob Gibson. He could be a reliever. You know what? I'm going to do that, and that just pretty much solidifies my pitching all the way down the board. That should be everybody I need to get these one-on-one games. I just hope I get enough hitting out of this that I need a first baseman. I need a first baseman. He can play first. 70. Eastling, nope. None of these guys can play first except Juan Benitez. Beniquez. So I'm going to take him. I'm not going to change his position over yet. I'm just going to leave him in left field and see if I can't get a first baseman with another pick. And I might take Tatis just for an off-the-bench home run threat. Yeah, he's not going to see much playing time with, Jackie Robinson and Corey Seager ahead of him, but I'm going to take him just for a home run threat. Off the bench, maybe need a pinch hitter at some point. Somebody's in a situation, I don't know. The game figures that shit out. I just hope it does it right. Okay, I've got 6, 7, 8, 9 pitchers. I'm going to need a few more of those. So we'll take Estevez, Carlos Estevez. That's Charlie Sheen. That was his real name at birth, was Carlos Estevez. Gossage, Goose Gossage. Take him. That's 2 pitchers. I don't need to look anymore. 10, 11 pitchers, so I still need at least 1 pitcher, but maybe 2. Still looking for a good dinging first baseman, too, if I could find one. Let me take this guy. He's got a good bat. This guy will get hits. I'm gonna take him. He can round out the hitting for a while. I don't think I need any more, except maybe a backup catcher if I could find one. Like a good defensive backup catcher. This guy's not that good, but I might just have to take him just to get it out of the way again. Because I'm not going to see another catcher. Yeah, see, Ramirez is worse. Steinbach's not bad, but his 51 defense is not great either. I'm going to take this guy because he's got the bars that I'm looking for. You know, he's got good control and decent, you know, doesn't allow a lot of hits. Might give up the dinger, but I'm hoping his control will make up for that. And besides that, he's going to be coming off the bench and he's going to be deep. Because that might be the last pitcher I need. I could get technically one more after him, but I don't think I need it. 13 is 13 is the max you should go on pitchers. 12 is what I've seen some people recommend. I tend to go with 13 just because there's usually not a hitter either. That you know, it's like this. I'm looking around and I don't know. I might take Garcia here because he plays all over the place and he's got solid defense. What the hell? I'm not going to put too much thought into it. And let's see, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pitchers. And I've got all my position players. I've got a backup catcher. We're doing good. I can pretty much take anybody at this point. And this being the last round, anybody is what I get. Sammy Sosa, defensive outfielder. We'll take him. Can be the last outfielder that I'll ever need. And Julio Franco, just another bat. Charlie Hugh, I'm going to take Hugh. He's got solid bars. All right, we'll manage the roster. We'll go in here. Again, sabermetric. Drop the no openers. Save the team. Take a glance at the lineups they gave me. Yeah, see, they put Willie Keeler. He's right at the top, like I figured he would be. Guy gets hits. Guy gets hits. What can I say? And Charlie Sweeney, pitcher and a DH. Is he playing DH here a lot? No, Tatis is, but he's capable of it, is what it's saying. Maybe he'll get in there. I don't know. I don't know. It could happen. Let me submit this team, and we'll get out of here. And oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I think that's all that I wanted to set up. I don't play perfect draft the drafts anymore. I used to, and I might later when they expand and start doing like the perfect drafts where it's all hundreds and stuff. I liked those from the old 26 game, but right now there's I think only two free ones, and it's like the double and the single round thing. So this is how I've done. I've sucked. I'm last in my division. I didn't make the playoffs. Um, my roster is garbage. I don't think it's garbage. I fucking love my garbage roster, but it doesn't keep up. I mean, look at these numbers over here. That I'm not keeping up with the other teams. For the league, I did all right in runs scored, but my batting average is always low. That's because I don't understand the strategy of this game, and I don't know how it works. See, Donaldson, like I told you before, he's 24 home runs, 237 average. That's about typical for him. This is a little low on batting average for Fred McGriff. He usually does a little higher than that. Overall, though, this is it's a team full of hundreds, but they're just not performing. And it's probably my sliders, but I don't know how to. See, I told you I had a variant version of this guy, Marvin Williams. That's what he looks like, varianted out, and it's not bad. He's a good second baseman. He's put up some good numbers for me. You can see his batting stats over the years here, the 4 seasons. 22 home runs, 89 or 83 ribbies there last season. You can see my history is, I win and then I go down. I win and then I go down. Then I win and then I go down. Over and over and over. I can't seem to get past. I can't seem to get a foothold into gold. I do well in silver. I do terrible in gold. It's because I don't know what I'm doing, and here's the strategy I'm using. It's based off the sabermetrics. It's using these lineups, and that's my pitching roster, which has been solid. I I kind of ordered them by stamina, um, which is why Red is at the first because he's got the most stamina, and I think he's a solid sub 100 pitcher. If you can't get into the 100 cards, but you get one of these Red Fabbers, he's great. I've had him closing games. I've had him. You can see this is how long I've had him, but he was a closer at one point and had let's see, saves. Yeah, he had 19 here and 11 there, and he's solid. He's a good pitcher. Where is his ERA at? Yeah, his ERA it ballooned up to 5 here and 5 there, and those are gold seasons, high silver, low gold. Anyway, that's my team, and I'm sticking to it. But for now, I figured since I'm doing the video, I might as well open 144 packs. Yep, that's right. That's how many packs I have. That's a week. In a week of steady watching Twitch videos like religiously. I'm telling you, get a lot of these packs. I'm gonna go through these kind of fast. I don't stop and linger on it. I don't know a lot of the new players. I don't even follow baseball all that much these days because the Rockies are my team, and take a look at the standings in any given time, and you're just disappointed if you're a Rockies fan. So let's get in here and do this. Oh wow, game has sound. I forgot. I'm gonna get a lot of duplicates, and I just tend to ignore them. I'm just gonna keep clicking through it. Oh, I got a variant. So, and it doesn't look like it sells for a whole lot, so just a useless card. Thanks for the fireworks. It's kind of like this 4th of July, it's like thanks for the fireworks, but it's all pretty useless. That's my commentary. Yeah. Lord. Smoke some more pot. New card here. Brian Buxton. Mostly I see duplicate down there, just duplicate. I got a lot of cards. I haven't spent any money on this. I think it's definitely pay to play. The guys that are ahead of me they've completed all the missions, and they've got the mission cards. And they completed the missions because they bought the packs. They got $50 out of me for this game. It's a glorified tech sim. I'm not going to buy packs. Take my money and leave me alone. it's bad enough I've got to deal with a little bit of pay to win. I give this a negative review on Steam. I do. I think that the creators of this game are predatory. They're, I mean, any game that has fucking this. Let me show you this. Is it Card Shop? No, buy player packs. Anybody that has a $500 fucking product of points, they're scamming. They're playing on a certain percentage of people that have more money than they know what to deal with, at the expense of everybody else. That you get these million points for $500, and somebody must be buying that shit. But it's virtual currency to open more. It bothers me, the predatory aspect of this game. The creators of it have created an excellent multiplayer competitive environment where people can compete their teams against each other, and then they've layered it with all this money making bullshit that I fucking hate. I don't know. They're nobody should reward this type of capital. They shouldn't. But people that have more money than they know what to do with will. It's like, I've got all this expendable income. What's $100 on some fucking cards for the weekend? Because I'll replace it next week with 100 more expendable dollars. It's that capitalism is kind of doing that. They're aiming all their products at the 10% that can afford any price, which prices out the 90% that has to. The price matters, because there's enough. You can make more money off of selling to those 1 in 10 that can actually afford it. Basically, it's like this. Do I want to sell 100 products at $1 each, or do I want to sell one product at $200? I can make twice the profit, but there go 199 people that aren't going to get it. It's everything in society right now. It is open season on wallets. It really is. And I get it, this company needs to make money, but don't they make enough money with this renewable license that they get to basically repackage and sell the same product every year? Isn't that enough money? I don't know. They're playing on the addiction. And I kind of am, but I've totally learned to train myself to not feel that, because I am not going to buy more packs. They've got enough money out of me. I don't like how I'm constantly behind because the people that did spend it's not a level playing field when you've got people that can buy families. Then it becomes a matter of the haves and the have-nots. It's Abe Adams. He looks pretty solid, actually. I mean, them home runs against and that control is fucking fantastic. But he might give up some hits because the stuff isn't striking people out, and the BAPID at this level, if you're playing in the 90s and 100s, that BAPID will get lit up. You want to BAPID around 100, not at 70. So he probably gives up a lot of hits, is what I'm thinking. But they made a fantastic game, and they've got a reasonable, pretty good community as far as online communities go. And I'll give them props where it's due, but I cannot recommend it. You will enter it at a disadvantage to the playing field around you, and you cannot overcome that disadvantage for free. You're going to have to pay. And if you can handle that, then this is a fantastic game. Excuse me. I need a drink from my citrus drop. Brought to you by Citrus Drop, the Big K Kroger generic Mountain Dew. Ah, yes, that was the stuff. Still got a lot of packs. Get caught up in the jibber jabber of the thing. When he gets built up, he's going to be a strikeout machine. I might actually consider using this one. After all, for some reason I'm missing a pitcher in my... I don't know how that happened. I should look at that. I probably haven't been winning because I'm missing a pitcher. Maybe I'll do that in a future video. Round out my Iron team there with newer cards, because I know I've got some newer cards that are probably better than what I've got in there. They come out with special cards every week, and I've got some mission cards since then. I'm not getting shit here. I'd like some more perfects. It's really what I want. I want some. I want to see that burnt orange fucking background. Hey, this guy's solid. That's a good looking iron shortstop right there. Good D and probably a decent on base. For iron level, this is solid. But I think I've got Willie Adams playing shortstop, and he's pretty damn good. His mission card at that level is exceptional. Oh, another variant. 17. Yeah, we got the how high? I think I'm too high to remember. How high? I think that's what it was. It's not obviously not the same guy, but I like to think it is. That Jim Brewer moonlights as a pitcher. Saw Jason Giambi there. He played for the Rockies for a brief minute. That's not a bad looking catcher. For a 65, that's a real good looking catcher. Except I don't do much in the bronze, silver. There's so many different leagues you can set up for that I never got around to setting up for anything. I mean, I really got into this game early, but once I found out how pay to win it was, I just kind of petered out. And now I check this thing daily, set up my team for the next day, and call it a day. My live team, which will be the last thing I do in this video. Steve Stone. That's the Cubs announcer. Nolan Ariondo. Not the Rockies. He was a Rocky for a minute. All these duplicates. I'd like one bronze, or I mean one, but it's like 1 in 1,000 chance to get it, to get one of those 100 cards. Ridiculous, and that's what they're playing on, that gambling fever of, you know, opening these packs, and you get a good 100, and you're like, oh, I gotta have decent live card there. Live cards, I don't really want them for my perfect team because they vary in stats over the I want a, you know, reliable player. This guy's a good-looking catcher. Doesn't have the defensive stats that I like, though. 55 is pretty low for a catcher. And that has a huge influence on how good the pitchers are. You know, that catcher framing, it really helps out pitchers. Duplicate City is what this is. Yep, a diamond in the rough. Yuck. 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 The main thing I'm looking at is the line right down here where it says duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. I look across all of them because I'm looking for new. I want to, you know, knock out more of these missions. If I'm not getting hundreds, I at least hope I'm getting new. Like, this is a new card. I'm glad I got that. Maybe that'll help me with my brain stuff. I mean, I'm not sure if I completed it or not. There are missions in this to collect cards from teams. I'll get into that in a minute. I'll take a look at that before I close out here as well. Leaf pitcher in the gold. Couple new ones. I remember Tim Salmon. I think he was a California Angel. I think. I might be wrong. Duplicate. I need more weed. Oh yeah, Ted Lyons. I remember him. Back in 1936. I was in my third year of college. That's a joke. 50. I'm 53 years old. There's no way I was around then. Henry Easterday. What? That's a great name. That's a great name. And he's a variant booster too. That makes this card worth some money. In fact, what is it worth? Average sell price, $600. That's it. Variants are worth a lot less in this version than the last one because I guess we're getting a lot more of them. With the artifacts and stuff, variant cards just aren't worth as much. Which I'll get into. The economy in this game is a little fucking stupid too. The free market nature of the whale versus the guy that doesn't have the money has set it up to where, you know, any card you need to finish a quest is going to be like 20 times what its actual value should be. It's fucking crazy, you know, a bronze card for 9,000 coins. It's whales taking advantage, you know. They can put that price tag on there and leave it on there and never have to worry about it because it's just anything. Whales drive up the price because one whale bought it one time. Now everybody's got to pay that fucking price. It's like your home value is largely predicated on the value of what your neighbor sold his for. It's Jackie Robinson, yay! Feels like it's Jackie Robinson Day. Gold. 41 packs. See, we're just eating through these and ain't getting shit. Duplicate. Haven't had my last perfect card was, fuck, I think I've only got like 3 or 4. And all of them have been mission cards. think I got a Willie Mays, a Luis Salazar, Juan Soto. Got two of his, and I sold one. That's just the luck I've had with the perfect cards. I don't get them. I don't think anybody does. But really, they want you to buy more packs. They're not going to give you perfect cards. Billy Wagner. He's a stud. I think for the San Diego Padres back in the day. Strikeout artist. I don't think his control ever got 37 bad, but they got to have something wrong with him to be that awesome as a iron card. Iron card. I'm saying that. It's because I have no teeth. That's what did it. Puts me up every time. They're all duplicates. All I see are duplicates. Brandon Montgomery. I love these Future Legend cards. They've always got great stats. And if you get a few of those at the level you're playing at, they're good in a pinch to fill out until you get the action cards you want. I just find that a lot of those Future Legend cards have really good stats for wherever you're playing. New right field baseball reference card there. 24 packs left. Jack Sheet. Worse than Jack Sheet. Yeah. See, nothing to see here. This is a waste of video. Not showing you one damn good card. Whitey Ford. Suzuki, I play him a lot in live. He ends up my right field more often than not. 88. Solid. Duplicate City. Duplicate City. And one new one. Tulowitzki with the Blue Jays. Fuck you. He's a Rocky. Now he like every Rocky, wisely goes someplace else to try to win because he can win here. I would. Todd Helton stuck around and he gave it the good old-fashioned try, and he wanted Colorado to win so bad, and we came close in the World Series there the one time, but it wasn't to be, And I don't think we're ever going to win with this current ownership. They're shit. See what I mean by great bars from these Future Legends? So look at that. That guy's he's going to hit some dingers, and he's got good fielding. He might strike out a few times. Well, not really strike out, but ground out. Cal Ripken Jr. New, all these are new. Anyway, 10 packs left. This is the worst Mickey Mantle has ever looked right here. These bars. This 68 card that they tried to dumb down for a 68 level. It's like we got to nerf Mickey Mantle so that he fits in our bracket. Rafael Palmeiro, the Cub version. He got traded because they had Mark Grace coming up, and that's why they let him go. But he was a good bat with the Cubs there for a brief moment. He started with the Cubs, but he's primarily known for his time in Texas. Weird. Anybody watching this knows that. I mean, you probably know more baseball than I do. I'm sure of it. There was a time, though, around 1980, everybody, I collected the baseball cards. I knew all the way back to the 50s, If they had a baseball card of it, I was on it. This is nice. It would have been nice if it was the 100 version. That would have been a lot better. But hey, thanks for the token Roy Campanella. New card. Spotwood Pulls. He's got a great name. Oh, Greg Maddux. I love him. God, he looks like that. That looks like bronze royalty right there. I bet that pitching card does great in bronze brackets. I would have him as one of my starters every time, I think. Greg Maddux. There's nobody like him. He pitched for the 89 Cubs. Everybody remembers his brace against the 89 Cubs. It was him, Sutcliffe, Lee Smith, Mike Bilecki, and God, I forget. They had a God, what was his name? Mike Harkey. That was the other one, the fifth pitcher. Mike Harkey. I couldn't remember it, but it was Mike Harkey. It was Mike Bilecki, Mike Harkey, Greg Maddux, Rick Sutcliffe, and who am I forgetting now? Fuck, I don't know. I'm too high to do this. It's 11:20 at night. 99 Bryce Harper isn't bad. He'll be good for my live teams, except I got a lot of first basemen already. Oh, and a double whammy on the last hole here. Love it. Look at the shortstop. That guy's fucking off the charts. I might actually consider starting him. But that's it. That's my last pack. That was all I got. And I might as well open these too. I don't really care about any of these. They're just free upgrades if ever I get around to doing that. I've got a lot of them. Hey, the 1952's Topps card. This is going to be as cheap as you'll ever see this card. There's that. There's all my variant cards. Started to do Lee Smith for a minute and Gabby Street, and I guess I stopped for some reason. I don't know. Now we got to do this PT Live, which I just start by clearing the roster. And for this, I am not very scientific at all. First, I start with pitchers, and I'm looking over here, and I'm going with home pitchers. So I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to grab him. And I know that these guys are better pitchers, but I'm going to bank on the home field away thing and just lean on that. I don't know how well it helps me. I don't do good at this. And then I'm going to check the relievers to see if any of them are starting, and voila, we got 3 of them. And now I will take the away guy because in a way, starting reliever is better than the off chance that a home reliever doesn't even play. This is a reliever that is guaranteed some innings, and that's better than one that is not guaranteed, I would think. And from here, I usually go to right field because I have a couple hundreds and see if either of them are verses in a way, and I will take the verses there. Um, Looks like there's going to be a lot of off days. It's going to be an off day for a lot of people, so I'm going to take him. He's playing at home against Colorado. Colorado, we suck, so I think he's going to do well. Another Colorado abuse time. I will take the catcher here. I never take the players injured because I don't know if it's a weak injury or a long injury, but I found that they generally don't play when they got the injury. I don't see that in my looking up of a few things. And I'm just looking at the highest number I can get that is at home, and that's pretty much all I do with this. I don't know the players all that well that are and how they're doing for the season. I don't know if I'm doing. I don't really like Mookie Betts. He is not a good bet. I mean, he's not the guy that he used to be. I know he's 88, but every time I put him in there, he does not perform for me. And am I taking the whole damn Los Angeles dang team because I might take Muncy here? I got the whole Los Angeles team here. And now we're going to all batters. And first thing I want to see what level I can take. I can take the highest level, I think. Can I take that? I can. I might take Juan Soto. No, I'm going to take the home field diamond third baseman for the Tampa Bays. Except if he's playing against the Yankees, that might not be a great call. And let's see, what can I get away with for utility? Nope, that fails it. So let's try a gold. And I'm just testing to see if I can get away with a gold, and I can't. So I need 2 bronze, or iron or lower. And now again, I'm going to look at the verses. Jordan Walker has been pretty solid on utility. He's put up points for me throughout the season. So is Springer, but he's away. I'm going to look for home. I don't want to this horse high shortstops and second baseman. I don't really want middle infielders. I would rather take a first baseman or a left fielder because I think that they're going to be a better hitter. So I'm going to take the first baseman. I think that's kind of how those things are judged. That I don't think an 88 shortstop is equal to an 88 left fielder. The 88 left fielder is probably a better hitter, and that some of that 88 from that shortstop is factoring in their fielding. I think, I would think that that's how that works. That so I tend to look for hitting positions when I'm filling out these rounding or the utility positions. But that's my team, and I'm sticking to it. We'll see how I've done in the past. Not good. Look at these hundreds. Fucking garbage. I had a decent 480 there, but and if you look at the leaderboards, I'm sucking. I'm in the all-time. I'm at 455, and I've been playing this regularly. For the month, I'm going to be down there because I had a real shit couple days. 779 for the week. I'm shit at 843. And yesterday I 1,741. I am no good at this PT Live. I'm just getting whatever points I can and calling it a day. But I did at one time this season, back about a month ago, I had the highest score in all of PT Live. And you can see that by this thing right here that for one day, I was the #1 guy. And that that to me is kind of a claim to fame. Not too many people have this badge right here, and you get that by being right here on the leaderboard for the day, being the #1 guy. See, like Dakota Tundra right now has that badge, and I thought that was kind of cool that I got that one time, and I think many people are consistent, but I don't know too many people that are getting the top, even if they only do it once. That's my claim to fame. I got my one time up there. And now I'm going to look at the missions and see what we're rounding out here. This is what I've got left to clear. I sort them by completion percentage, so the easiest ones to complete. And this is what I'm going to show you by people profiteering. I'm going to refresh the thing, and I'm going to show you. They want 5,555 points for this $1,000 card. That card right there. If you were to sell it to the game, you'd get 1,000 because it's gold. On the Easter egg hunt, these guys want 85,000 for this $4,000 card. 85,000, and that's what I need to get my last one. This is fucking profiteering. This whoever is selling this, you suck. You usually put a fucking $14,000 price tag on that and still be outrageously priced and made it, but you're banking on one of those whales to bust out the wallet and buy that, and somebody will. You know, the prices are just, they get out of hand for these cards that people know that people need them to finish up missions. So they put outrageous prices on it. Not that I can afford anything. I spent all my money on missions yesterday where I cleared up a bunch and got some extra cards and what have you. Now, I don't think I saw anything come in that's going to make me want to change my team. Nelly Fox is good. But I like my 2 second variant cards that I play, and they back each other up here. You can see for my second base, Grant comes in for Williams, and Williams plays backup to all these other positions. So if Fred McGriff goes down, Williams will take his position, and then Grant will come in, and they'll both get the play time. And it's worked for me. I like my lineup. I like my team, even though they suck and aren't winning. I have a feeling I'm going to get relegated back, and when I do, I'll win again because that's what happens. That I don't know, but I do think that I've covered just about everything. I am playing in the ballpark of Coors Field because that's my actual home field. The closest field that you're going to find in all this to me is Coors Field. So anyway, that's my team, and I'm sticking to it. I don't know what else I can cover with this video. I would have thought Pedro Martinez would do better for me when I bought him, but he has not been that great. I think it's because he's a fly ball pitcher, and this game rewards ground ball pitchers. But yeah, look at his ERA. He did have a 16 loss season, 215 win seasons. You almost never see a 20 winner, and the stats are not entirely proportionate to what you see in the real world out there, man. They're not. It it's kind of close, and you do end up with numbers that are within the realm of reality of what you see players, maybe not these players. Like Fred McGriff batting 239. I don't think he ever did that in real life. It it shouldn't happen that way. And guys like Joe Marr, look at his bars, but he's batting 251. I mean, this guy should be a 300 hitter by all that blue. It doesn't average out right. And I'm not sure how any of that works. And I have tried every version of the strategies in here, and I'm going with what the AI tells me when I do searches of this, because I'm not finding any videos on strategy. And I'm telling you, Laptop Hound, some of these other names, Franchise Time Machine. If any one of you guys on your streams that I'm constantly watching for packs, if you guys could cover more strategy, that would be fantastic, because how this shit fucking plays out in real life and what to do for individual player strategies and stuff is completely beyond me. And I never have a good batting average team. No matter what I do. And I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I think that's going to do it for this video. It's a long one, almost 2 hours. Shit. But this is what I go through every night, except the opening packs. I open the packs once a week, but every night I come in and I set up my PT live and set up my tournaments for the next day and go with it. And it's fun, but I still think it's pay to play. I think the company's shady. You know, the people that I see in the videos, they seem like good people and stuff. I'm not. It's just the overall business practice is shady. It's predatory. It's playing on gambling instincts. It's feeding whales. It's pay to win. It's not something I can easily recommend, so I don't. But I play it because I like tech sims. I got a bunch of them on my drive here, and I'm a geek about stats. I always have been. I wish these stats were a little more realistic. I mean, Willie Mays should be tearing it up. I don't know. Anyway, that's gonna do it for my video. Peace out. Don't burn down the world while you're out there doing your thing. You know, don't be a menace to South Central while you're drinking your juice in the hood and all that.